You won't believe I've been using the S23 Plus for the last 3 years. The phone is broken, the phone is gone, the battery is swollen, and I'm in the market for a new phone. So I decided to get 2 phones and test them out for photography and videography, knowing I'm a creative. And for anyone who's going to be watching this video that is a creative that would like to know more about the phones, this is the video for you. So I got the Google Pixel 8 Pro and the S23 Ultra. Oh, this is upside down, but yeah, the S23 Ultra. So let's do a little background on the phones that I have in my hands. So number one, the Google Pixel 8 Pro came out in October 2023, and the Samsung S23 Ultra came out in February 2023. And for the chipsets in both phones, this one works with the Tensor G3, while this is the Snapdragon 8, I think generation 2. Yeah, I think that's it. Now for the cameras, because the major reasons why we are doing this video is to test out the video and the photography for the phones, and to put them in different lighting situations, and also to test the audio. So for the back camera for the S23 Ultra, we have the 200 megapixel, the 50 megapixel, and the 12 megapixel. That's for the back camera. For the front camera, you have the 12 megapixel. For the Google Pixel, you have the 50 and the 12 megapixel for the back camera, while for the front camera you have the 12 megapixel. Just to let you know, at the end of this video I did a little photo shoot with some guys, right? Both photography and videography. You can check the video, you can wait to watch the videos at the end, right? And let me know which you prefer. Is it the Samsung or the Google Pixel? Now to get into the video, we'll be talking about 3 main things: the photos, the videos, and the audio. Now for the photos, I've broken it down into day, night, portrait, low light, and some other things. While for the video, I've gone for the 4K, the 8K, selfie, and the zooming in. While for the audio, you basically choose whichever one you prefer. For a section at the end of the video, I did some of the things I like about the phones and what I don't like about the phone. So let's get into the video. Okay, to start with, I have a picture of a tree I took outside, both of them in the sunny environment, both the Google Pixel and the S23 Ultra. And from the picture, yeah, you would definitely probably give it to the Ultra, right? Because it has more, it has more vibrancy to the image. But for the Pixel, for me, I'll give it to the Pixel because it gives you can see the contrast in the image, right? And it's not oversaturated, or in this case, too vibrant. Yeah, that is for this outside picture. I took more pictures, then I decided to go to a park, right? In this park, I saw a bird, a pigeon in this case, right? And I decided to zoom in with both cameras. And from the image, you can see that the Google Pixel is sharper upon zooming in than the Ultra, right? You can see the sharpness in the Google Pixel of this particular pigeon than the Ultra. So that is one as regards pictures. Then I took a selfie of myself. For this selfie part, for this picture, you can see that both phones in sunlight do very well as regards portraits. Note what I said, in sunlight, right? They do very well, right? But the only issue I have with the Ultra, it's same thing. It's oversaturated. The vibrance is a lot. But for the Google Pixel, you can see the contrast. You can see the skin tones. Is natural. It's neutral. Now moving on. In this same park, right? I also took a picture of basically these trees. Yeah, and from the picture, low key, hands down, I will give it to the Samsung S23 Ultra. The reason why I'll be giving it to the S23 Ultra is because even in the shadows, you can see that it brightens it up, like it lifts up the shadows so that the shadows don't feel like they are left out. But in the Pixel, everything looks natural. What I'll give to the Pixel is the sky. The sky is really, really nice in the Pixel. Like the image of the sky is really nice, right? And it keeps the highlights in the image. But for Samsung, it kind of takes the highlight and takes it down, and the whites too. But for the Pixel, you can see that the highlights and the whites are clear. You can see it in the image. In this second image too, you can see that for this second image, the sun was out, but it wasn't hitting the surface of the grass. But you can see on the pics on the Ultra in this case that it is well lit, right? The pixel just decides to expose for the sky, as opposed to the Ultra that exposes for both the sky and the trees. It leaves the shadows up and then gives it a little bit of darks, but like the pixel just keeps the darks the way it is. So that is that as regards pictures outdoors. Then I also took a picture of a building. Now, like I said before, right, you can see the sky and the highlights in the pixel. Like, it is very neat, it's very nice, as opposed to the Ultra. The Ultra just adds a lot of warmth to the image, which for a Samsung user that I've been using the phone for like more than 3 years, because I've used Samsung S23 Ultra, I've used some other Samsung, like 2 extra, I can't remember the ones. The saturation is really nice, but for this, I'll give the pixel, right? Now, I also took a picture of this crane, right, to give more context to what I'm talking about. You can see that the reds in the Ultra is more saturated than the one in the pixel, but like the pixel has a balancing of the blues and the red to give that image the way you like the pixel pictures as opposed to the Ultra. This is outdoors, right? But then there are still other things we need to talk about, right? So let's not go to not make it look like I'm being biased, right? I decided to also shoot people. I had a friend, Stella. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you taking your time out to do this. She decided to model for me for pictures. From the first image we took together, you can see that, like I keep saying, the Ultra adds saturation to images, right? It adds a saturation, like you can feel the saturation in the image. But when you zoom in, you see that the Ultra in this case is a little bit sharper than the pixel. I think I got it wrong. I think the pixel is actually a little bit sharper than the Ultra. But upon zooming out, which do you prefer? I mean, I'll say the pixel because it keeps the highlights and a little bit of the shadows, but a lot of people go for the Ultra because the Ultra is really nice. Yeah. So moving on, I also took pictures of her facing the camera, right? Like I said, the Samsung tries to leave the shadow, right? Keeps the darks and basically gives the vibrancy to the image. Ultra images that you like to post on your Instagram immediately, right? While the Google Pixel are pictures that you probably take and you be like, oh, let me edit it a little bit more. Like, it gives you that opportunity to do some editing and add whatever features, whatever thing you want to add to it. Between both of us, I would pick the Ultra. The Ultra is really nice for this particular image. The reds, the highlights, everything is on point, as opposed to the Pixel, right? Pixel doesn't, because it's not facing the camera's exposed for the background in this case. For the portrait mode, I did two things. I shot my foot at the park and I shot Stella. Now at the park, you can see that from the image, both portrait modes look really nice, right? They look really nice, but like I said, the Ultra saturates the image. But upon zooming in, yeah, you can see that the pixel is sharper, or basically you have more details in the pixel than in the Ultra. When I took Stella in portrait mode, right, I'm zooming in now, you can see that what the Google Pixel does, it has this clarity to the image, right, that Samsung doesn't do. It adds clarity in like Lightroom, if you are very familiar with it. It has like this clarity, but both blur into the background is nice. But like I keep saying, the Samsung saturates the image, adds vibrance into the image, which is nice, right? It's not bad. But for me, I think I'll still go for the Pixel. But for you, I'm sure, or for anybody watching this video, it's like the Ultra is really nice. Let's talk about the RAW for both phones. Now, because I'm a professional photographer, I'll probably tilt towards the RAW part of the image, or basically of the pictures, right? Now, to talk about the RAW, there's something both phones do. They take the RAW and the JPEG of the particular image you just shot, meaning that you have the RAW version and then the JPEG version. The JPEG version is a compressed version of the RAW, so that you can use it to post or do anything you want to do with it. But for the RAW, it gives you the opportunity to edit however you want. So now, what I noticed about the Google Pixel, right, is when you take a picture in the RAW mode, right, the JPEG picture or JPEG image is actually better, right, or is sharper, has more clarity than the raw version, because the raw looks a little blurred out. I think the reason why it's like that is so that you can do the editing and do anything else to do with it, and you can do however, you can add up as much sharpness or clarity or edit however you want, right? But I still prefer the JPEG version, but the raw version is a little bit blurred. Now for the Ultra, one thing I didn't like about it is the Ultra's raw and JPEG look like they're the same thing, in the sense that both saturation are the same. The saturation on the raw is the same thing as saturation on the JPEG. Like, why is it like that? Yeah. And upon zooming in, right, the raw seems to be sharper, right? The raw seems to be sharper than the JPEG counterpart. Yeah, actually, upon looking at it, the raw is better here than the raw here, but the JPEG version of the raw is better on the Pixel than on the Ultra. Now, let's get into the other interesting part of the video, which is what? For a lot of us, right, we are content creators. We like to create content. We like to create things. Now, I'm going to start from the content creation parts, basically making use of lights, your phone cameras, and every other thing, and using probably the 4K, the 8K part of the video. They'll break it down to other parts. Now, for both phones, this is what you will see as regards the 4K for the Ultra and the 4K for the Pixel 8 Pro. 4K. So this is the Pixel 8 Pro at 4K, 30 frames per second. I don't think the Pixel 8 Pro can do 8K, but like, this is the quality. It is for those people that like to do content. Can you hear me? So I'll be shooting on the S23 Ultra. I think we're on Ultra HD, that's like 4K at 30 frames per second. And I think the quality is really nice. Yeah. All right, let me know what you think. This is the audio. This is like in-camera audio. 8K. Yeah. So this is the S23 Ultra at 8K. I don't know what it looks like at the moment, but I'm thinking it's going to be like superb, really nice. Now for the video, you can see that the Ultra balances the colors well and the shadows well. Like, you can see the outcome of what you are taking from the Ultra, and you can see that the colors, the exposure is really nice. But for the Google Pixel, I don't really like the balance it has between the shadows, the darks, and the lights. Basically, it's not as interesting as the Ultra. The Ultra gives you the balance. It gives you a video that you can immediately post on Instagram. But for the Pixel, it's like, bro, what are you giving to me, right? But then, like I said, the choice is yours. But in this case, I'm giving the video for content creation to the Ultra and not the Pixel. And also, the Ultra can shoot 8K 30 frames per second. The Pixel cannot do 8K 30 frames. It can do 4K. The ISOs can go at 60 frames per second. So I took pictures outdoors at night, and from the pictures you can see that the Ultra, like I keep saying, has saturation to the image. The images are very saturated, like the vibrance is a lot, but the Pixel looks natural, it looks calm, it looks moody in a way. In this case. Now, if you look at this particular image I'm showing you, you can see that the Pixel retains the highlights in the image, right? You can see that light bulb, it is well highlighted as opposed to the Ultra that isn't as highlighted. Yeah, but like I said, the Ultra finds a way to fill in the shadows so that you can see it will not be as noticeable as it is in the Pixel. So the Pixel takes the shadows and the darks and tries to push them down to give it contrast, as opposed to the Ultra that tries to expose for the shadows and gives the darks so a little bit of darks and then adds saturation to it. So let me know which one you prefer in both. Okay, now for the video tests. Yeah, I did 2 video tests, one with the clouds and one with the sun. Now you can see one from the sun. They both look alike, right? But I'll be giving it to the Ultra. The Ultra is very well saturated, right? For me, I'll pick the Pixel because it's not saturated. But in this case, no be bias, I'll give it to the Ultra. The Ultra works well in the sun. Like, you can see the vibrance, you can see the colors of the image of both of the trees. Yeah, it's very nice. And upon zooming in, right, I'll actually give it to the Pixel, because the Pixel still retains quality upon zooming in. You can see the sharpness in the Pixel as opposed to the the Ultra. But then upon zooming in, you start seeing that the Google Pixel starts to lose contrast, but the Ultra maintains that contrast that is required when you zoom in. This is actually outside in the sun, right? Which is really nice, which makes sense, which is good. But I'll give it to the Google Pixel because it's not as saturated, but the Ultra is actually really nice upon zooming in. The quality is really nice. So yeah, let's give it to the Ultra. Yo, I don't know how the Pixel is doing at this point, but I'm a little biased towards the Pixel, but like the Ultra is mad. Sorry, mad means making the difference. Don't mind me, let's go back to the video. Alright, so I zoomed out to the widest, and you can see also from zooming out to the widest, I think the Pixel starts still losing contrast as opposed to the Ultra. The Ultra maintains that that contrast upon zooming out and keeps the highlight. Now I did another video where it was more gloomy, right? And from the image, from the video at the widest, you can see that the Pixel maintains you can see that it's trying to expose for the shadows, but upon zooming in, right, at 2:1, the Ultra I still give it to the Ultra because it tries as much as possible to expose for the shadows. The Pixel doesn't do that, which should not be, right? But the image quality for the Pixel is really nice. The grains are much more natural on the Pixel than on the Ultra. And upon zooming in, I think for zooming in, you can see that the Pixel, like I said, it still has that sharpness as opposed to the Ultra, right? But that is that as regards shooting videos outdoors. Now I also had the liberty of shooting a selfie video. Now I will add the audio test to this video part so you can hear the audio from the Samsung and also from the Pixel. I'll be testing the audio for both cameras. Yeah, there's the trim behind me, but like you can see from the Samsung that the Samsung is warmer, right? While the iPhone is not as warm, but it's nice too. And you can see the intensity of, you can hear the audio. I'll be testing the audio for both cameras. Yeah, there's the trim behind me, but like you can see from the Samsung that the Samsung is warmer, right? While the iPhone is not as warm, but it's nice too. And you can see the intensity of, you can hear the audio. Let me know which one you prefer, right? For the slow motion, you can see from the video that I'll be showing you on your screen now that for the Google Pixel, in a low light situation when you are doing slow-mo, you can see noise, right? Which is not a good thing. For the Samsung, the only way you will see the noise is when you zoom in. But upon zooming out, it is not noticeable. It's not noticeable as a noise in the Google Pixel when you are in a low light situation trying to shoot a slow-mo, right? Because they'll see that noise. The noise is all these dot things that you can see on your screen. Now, in a well-lit environment, right, you will see that the Ultra tries to add contrast to the image as opposed to the Pixel. The Pixel tries to overexpose, try to fill in the shadows, which should not be. But upon zooming in, the quality for the Ultra, or basically, no, the quality of the Pixel, I'll give it to the Pixel than the Ultra. But then the Ultra is doing better. Sorry. Yeah. Let's continue. I'm very sorry. I'm still biased to the Pixel, but like the Ultra is killing it. Now let's talk about the things I've noted about both phones that I like and I don't like. Right. Now for the Google Pixel, one thing I've noted is, number one, it eats up any basic things I'm doing. I'm playing games, I'm watching a movie, I'm taking pictures. It is eating up. I'm pressing the phone. As I'm holding it like this, it is eating up. The Samsung is eating up, but it is not as hot as the Google Pixel. The Google Pixel is overeating, which in a way doesn't make sense. Why am I charging the phone and it's eating up? It has fast charging, no doubt, but like it overeats, and I don't like that. That is one. Number two, you see this camera behind both phones. Now, what is the difference between both cameras? the camera for the Google Pixel is bulging out, right? And it's starting to accumulate depth on top and below it, as opposed to the Ultra, right? I don't like the fact that if I'm putting my phone on the table, I have to be careful about the way I'm dropping it, because the camera is bulging out, and if it breaks, bro, that's the end of your phone, or that's basically the end of the camera for the phone. You have to change it. But for the Samsung, it's bulging out, but it's not bulging out as much as the Google Pixel. This is a design flaw, right? I don't think I like this, but that is another thing I've noticed. So yeah, I'll be talking about the performance of both phones. I play games, right? For example, the Brawl Style games, and I tried it on the Google Pixel, and one thing I didn't like is the way it lagged, or the way it was. When time I clicked on something, it took time to respond, as opposed to the S23 Ultra, or even the S20 Ultra. In this case, the phone is broken. I enjoyed playing game on the S20 Ultra as opposed to the Google Pixel 8 Pro. Yeah, I don't think this phone is a major phone for playing games, but it's still good for photography and videography. The quality is really, really nice, like as opposed to the Ultra, left to me as a photographer. So the flexibility of arranging your apps in the home screen on the S23 Ultra is nicer, or maybe because I'm used to flexibility. I enjoy the flexibility of using the S23 Ultra as opposed to using the Google Pixel. But one thing I actually now noted upon exploring the S23 Ultra wallpaper feature is you can actually have an AI wallpaper. Like, you can create your own wallpaper with AI, which is really nice. Like, give it all to the Google Pixel. Woo, 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 woo. Yes, another thing as regards this AI thing is in the photos mode. So when you take a picture, it does this in ways, records it as a video, and you can select any part of that video as your image for that particular image. Do you get what I mean? So like, that feature is really nice. It's not on the Samsung, but it's on the Pixel, which is amazing. And for the Pixel 2, you can decide to remove somebody. So let's do a test run. So let's see this person that's in this image. I click on edit, right? I go to tools and I click on magic eraser. It will find suggestions for you, and upon click finding suggestions for you, so it's taking a minute, you can see that it has highlighted this person and blowing out the person's face. And once you tap to erase, it fills in the background. It is not doing a perfect job, but this is an amazing feature for the Google Pixel. AI feature is amazing, right? And I'm in London, I'm in the UK, meaning that I get the option. People have been complaining that they've not been seeing the option, but like, I've seen that the option is available for me even though I'm in the UK. This is a feature that is in Photoshop and Lightroom, but then I have it on my phone. Amazing. So I can select any part of the image, or basically part of the video for the image I want, and save it as JPEG, and I can also erase people. Right? This is an amazing feature for the Pixel. Now, which of these phones do you prefer? Let me know in the comment section if you prefer the Samsung for photo and video, or the Google Pixel. For me, hands down, the Ultra wins, but I'll go for the Pixel. But then, am I going to keep either of these phones? No, I'm very sorry, I'm not keeping either of them. I'm returning them because I don't have the money to keep them at the moment. Alright, thank you very much. Hold on, I promised there was a photo shoot I did for two of my friends. I did videos and pictures. Watch it, and bye bye till next time. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting me, and bye bye. Yeah, I'll let you know which phone I pick at the end of the day, or if I decide to buy another one. Alright now, bye bye.